Once the installation disk is inserted, it will run a setup. The installation might take several minutes. Once it is installed, double-click the exe file, which will then display the login screen. On the login screen, insert a username and the matching password. Then click Login. On the left-hand side of the screen, there is a tree view which is used to navigate through the system. If you click on the plus sign, this will expand and display more options. Navigation can also be done using the tab at the top of the screen. On the right-hand side of the screen, there is a stock level dashboard. This dashboard displays all the inventory levels of all the stock on hand. Click the Employee tab. Then click the Add Employee button. In Add Employee, enter a name, the employee's name, employee surname, employee under. Make sure that ID number has 13 digits. A contact number for the employee, a residential address of the employee, add an employee type and user access level, enter a username, type in a password, and then re-enter a password to make sure that you have typed it in correctly. To search an employee, click the Search Employee button. All employee names will be populated in the combo box. Click the down arrow and select an employee to search. Click the Search button, which will then display all the employee details. To maintain an employee, click the Maintain Employee button. Thereafter, it will populate all the names, view employee details, which will then display all the required text boxes. You can go to the text box you like to update and enter a new password, confirm the password, and click Maintain. If you would like to delete the employee, you will need to select the Delete. To add an employee type, click Add Employee Type. Then add a description for the employee type and give the specific employee type a user access level. Then click Add. Update Employee Type button. Click the required employee type description, view the employee type, and then add a new employee type. You can also update the user access level and then click Update. Manage employee rating. All employees are rated depending on their performance. Firstly, select the employee ID, view their current rating, and then update their rating. Click the Update button. Click the Customer tab. Add Customer button. Add all the customer name, customer surname, customer ID number, ensuring that the ID number has 13 digits, a contact number where SMSs can be sent to, an email address that can be used to send valid orders, a valid delivery address where the products would be delivered to the customer. The delivery address will then be used to calculate the range away from the depot. Enter a contact person, the company VAT number, and the company registration number. Click Add Customer. Once a customer is added, they can be searched using the customer ID, customer name, or customer ID number. Enter valid search criteria and select the corresponding button. All information will then be displayed. To update the customer, search the customer, using the valid ID number, the name, or the search by ID. Select the customer. Update any of the details that need to be updated. Click Update Customer. Click the Supplier tab. Add Supplier. Add the supplier's company name. A supplier email address where emails can be sent to with all order details. Supplier telephone number if there are any queries. And a valid supplier address. After you have added all of this, select the supplier products. So these are the products that you will be buying from the supplier. Click Add. Suppliers can be searched by name or by ID. Click the drop-down arrow and select a supplier to view, which will then display all the details. Suppliers can also be updated. Click the Update button and update any details which are required. Select Update Supplier. Suppliers can also be deleted if you do not buy from them. So search the supplier and then click the Delete Supplier button. Adding a supplier type. Enter this new supplier type description and click the Add Supplier Type button. Order product. Firstly, click a product name which you would like to order. Then click the supplier that you'd like to buy from. Enter the quantity. Send order. They're asking you if you'd like to place an order. Click yes. And thereafter an email will be sent to the supplier. When the supplier sends the product to the customer, you will receive the product. So you first select the order by entering the order ID. This will display all the order details. Enter the quantity that has been received and accept order. Employees will only be able to perform certain tasks on the system if they have user access. To enter user access, click User, enter a user access name, select all the access levels that is required and click Add User. At a later stage, if you would like to update it, select the user access level name and update. To delete a user access level, select the user access level and click the Delete button. To update the number of days a quote is valid for, click the Update button and enter the new amount of days that you would like the quote to be valid for. Click Save. In order for products to be sold, you need to first add them to the system. Add a product type, a product name, the quantity you will be first purchasing from the supplier, the recommended quantity that should be on hand at all times, the unit that it will be sold in, the cost price, the selling price, and the description which will be used to describe the product. You can also then add a product image. So click the image button, select the required image and click Open. Save the product once you have inserted all the data. You can then search the products by using the product ID the name or the product type. Once you click the relevant button, a list of all the products will be displayed. You can sort by ID, name, cost price, and selling price. In order to update a product, you will first need to search the product and then update the relevant details. If you would like to delete the product, select the product and click delete. This will only be deleted if there is no stock on hand. Adding a product type. This is if a new type of product will be sold by the company. Add the product type name, select a VAT description, which will then populate the VAT rate. Save once you have completed this. Products can be searched using the product type. This will display the product type details. You can also update the product type details using the product type ID, which will populate all the fields, and then you will be able to enter a new product type name. And you'll also be able to update the VAT rate. All products come in sizes, and therefore you would need to add a product size. In order for a delivery to take place, you would need to add a vehicle to the system. Add the vehicle type, enter the vehicle brand name, the model of the truck, the maximum quantity that the truck can store, the registration number of the truck, the date the truck was purchased on. Thereafter, a vehicle image can be used so that you can find vehicles easily. Select the vehicle picture and add vehicle to system. Vehicles can then be searched using the vehicle ID or vehicle name. Vehicle types can also be searched. Click the relevant button, which will then display in a table. Updating vehicle details. Firstly, search the vehicle by ID and then update any details that need to be updated. If a new type of vehicle is bought by the company, you will need to add a vehicle type. The new vehicle type will need only a description. Vehicle types can then be searched. And once it is searched, you can also delete a vehicle if you have sold the vehicle. The sales process starts with generate quote. Click new quote. Then select the customer. Customer can be searched by ID, name, and customer ID number. Select the required customer and then select if it is a delivery or a collection order. Add a customer reference. Select the product which is required and the quantity required. The total of the order will then be calculated. You can then add any additional notes to the quote. Once your quote is generated, click Save. You can then print the quote or link the quote to an order. To link the quote to an order, click Link Quote to Order. This will display all the details that were previously selected in the quote. You can then add any items to the order that the customer requires. and click Save. Once an order is placed, payment will need to be made before collection or delivery can take place. Payment can be made using cash, check, or EFT. You can then print the receipt or assign a work order. The work order is assigned to ensure that the employees know which product to load on which truck. After assigning a work order, a delivery order can then be assigned. In the delivery order, you will be assigning the driver to a specific truck. You can print the delivery note, or the sales process will be complete once the driver goes and delivers using the delivery note. Update delivery status. Once the driver has returned from the delivery, you will need to update the vehicle status. So select the truck and update the status. After the vehicle status is updated, you should then update the driver status, and the delivery charges amount can. If your driver is on leave, you can update the driver status to active or on leave. To return a sale, firstly select the customer which you would like to return the sale from. Select the order which you would like to return, and then you can either return the entire sale or parts of the sale. Click the Save Return Items, or you can print it. To do a backup and restore of the database, you can first backup by saying Browse, select the designated folder, and click Backup. If you would like to restore the database, click Browse, search the backup file, select the file, which will then insert a path, which then can be restored to. Click the Generate Reports button. Then select the report type that you would like to generate. Click the Start Date and the End Date and click Generate Report. Once Generate Report is selected, the report will be selected. You can then print the report or view it. If you would like, you can then generate a second report by navigating using the combo box.